Utah, where for years it was inevitable. UCLA and Utah would battle each other for the top of the podium in the Pac-12. Tonight, a reunion, but as champions of different conferences. UCLA out of the Big Ten, Utah, the Red Rocks, the regular season champions in the Big 12. 2.5 weeks from today, we'll have an NCAA regional, and if these seeds and these rankings hold, we'll be right back here at the Huntsman Center with Utah and UCLA paired for a chance to go to nationals. We're so glad you're with us with Olympian Sam Pescic. I'm Connor Runyon. Liv Karras, our All-American, is with us shortly. This is your favorite meet of the year for good reason.
Yeah, I competed in this dual meet, and now I'm commentating, and I have those same butterflies. Both of these teams are incredible, and iron sharpens iron. They push each other and elevate each other when they compete against each other. So they're both historically dominant. Both these head coaches really want to prove that they're going to continue that legacy.
And that push is toward a potential national championship. Both feel that they can do it this year. These are your keys to the meet.
Yeah, both these teams are looking for more sticks on vault specifically. UCLA also wants to have an aggressive approach across all 4 events, while Utah specifically wants to have confident beam routines. That's what's going to help these two teams be successful in this meet tonight.
Well, it helps to have an Olympian, multiple-time Olympian, Jordan Childs, in the all-arounds. She went for a 10 out of 10 on floor the last time that we saw her on Fox.
Yeah, she is so much fun to watch, and she has such a long resume, but she doesn't have an NCAA championship team title yet. So she's hoping to help her team to one of those this season.
Well, in Utah, they're hoping for the same. They finished in 3rd place at Nationals 4 years in a row with Grace McCallum leading them. This could be the year.
Yeah, well, this senior class, Grace McCallum, sticking her vault landing in warm-ups. She's just having her best year yet, and she's hoping to lead her team to an NCAA championship title this year.
So McCallum part of that vault lineup, and Sam, the first 2 rotations of this meet are going to be so fascinating with the landings on vault both ways.
Yeah, the interesting thing about these vault landings is that you can't hyper-fixate on those landings because oftentimes it can cause more problems than it can help you stick the landing. So their vault coach, Mike Hunger, has specifically worked with their technique a lot this year and focusing on that aggressive approach versus the landing.
And for UCLA, starting out on bars, same thing can be said. Janelle McDonald talked about their slow start on bars last week and turned it into a strong finish with Jordan Childs on the back end. Same goes tonight after their meet against Stanford.
Yeah, they worked really hard on this event, and head coach Janelle McDonald said it really could be an asset event for us, but they haven't put all 6 routines together. That's an area of focus for them tonight.
Janelle McDonald in her 3rd year. National championship aspirations. Carly Dockendorf, the same. The first year head coach to win a regular season championship in the Big 12, and also in her first year took them to the national finals, finishing 3rd. Here's how the dual meet works. The road team starts on bars, the home team starts on vault, then they flip, and the back end of this meet is going to be excellent because both teams are outstanding on the beam and the floor week after week.
But I think this 1st and 2nd rotation might dictate the outcome of this meet. Utah starting on vault, crucial for them.
Reigning first-team All-American on vault, Ella Zerbis, in front of a capacity crowd, gets us started on the vault for Utah.
Doing a Yurchenko 1.5. She takes that 1 step forward, but hangs on to the planted foot. So it should just be that 1/10 for the step.
And some room to operate with that 10-0 start value on the Yurchenko 1.5. As Zerbis gets it started on vault for the Red Rocks. And this is a big routine to open it up for UCLA. Shea Campbell, money on the other 3 events. She doesn't have a weakness, but the 8-time All-American really wants a high score on bars as we get toward postseason.
Yeah, and she's just one of those athletes that not only is experienced, but she's just steady. Nice transition elements, holding that handstand. Judges are looking for a vertical handstand. double front, hop on the landing. Not quite as sharp and crisp as I've seen her do in past meets, but it's still a hit routine for UCLA.
That double front blind landing, that's where the deductions have come from for Shea Campbell the last couple of weeks after a 9.75 against Stanford.
Yeah, she just hung onto the bar a little bit too long on the dismount. Mistimed the landing a bit.
With Grace McCallum after Ella Zerbis opened up for Utah with a 9.85. You get to see the 2020 Olympian for Team USA for the first time in this meet.
Yeah, she's doing a Yurchenko 1.5, which is a change from the previous years. Been feeling a lot more confident on this vault. Under-rotated it. Looked like she was trying to go for that stuck landing. She felt really confident with Mike Hunger coaching her technique on this event. He's their vault coach, and he actually coached her since he was 13 years old.
We welcome some of our audience across the country to Salt Lake City, Utah. It's number 4 UCLA and number 5 Utah in rotation 1. This is the second routine on the bars for UCLA. Olympian Sam Peshek, I'm Connor Onion. Olivia Karras, the All-American, is with us reporting. Mika Webster Longin with a season high of 9.925 against Michigan.
What's really good about Mika on bars is her precision in the pirouettes and those handstands right here. Clear hip into a full twisting double back, hop on the landing. So both teams have yet to stick a landing, which is an area of focus for both of them.
Well, let's hear it from Olivia Karras for the first time.
Avery Neff is back in the all-around major for the Utes in their quest for the postseason, and having her back after 2 sprained ankles in mid-January is only going to up their scoring potential, and this is a big moment for her on vault.
Olivia, her first competitive vault in 2 months last week at Washington. And back-to-back weeks in the all-around back home on vault for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, I was chatting with their head coach, Carly Dockendorf, during warm-up, and Avery Neff nailed a vault, and Carly just starts laughing and said she's definitely not human. Look at this, Yurchenko 1.5. Wow! Judges are looking for straight arms on the table. She opens up at the perfect time to settle in, absorb the mat for a perfect stuck landing. This is going to be a huge score. Megan Marsden, former head coach of Utah, she loved it. She wants a 10.
And the current head coach of the Red Rocks, Carly Dockendorf, is right. She is not human.
She's money, and she's just a freshman. That's what's so unbelievable.
Neff hurt both of her ankles on her floor routine in mid-January. Looked like her season might be over, but she slowly worked back into the all-around and can't wait to see that score. Here's Emma Malabuyo.
Good handstand before her release combination coming right up. Sometimes when athletes are a little nervous on bars, they rush their routine. I'm noticing that from the first couple bar routines. But Emma hangs on a little slide with the foot. It'll be interesting to see what the judges do with that.
She stuck that dismount last week against Stanford, brought to tears on her senior day.
That's a toe shoot to handstand directly into a full in 2 twists, 2 flips, 1 twist. Nicely done.
So waiting for Malabuyo to score. Neff did go 9.95, which is a career high. Ashley Glenn also has that potential. That was the first in the 9.9 range for Utah after a couple of 9.85s to get it started. Now a very powerful vaulter, Ashlyn Glenn for Utah.
She's going to be doing another Yurchenko 1.5. It's a round off onto the board, back handspring onto the table, 1.5 twist. So powerful. Wanted to see her land with bent knees to absorb the landing. Watch her leg position. She just had so much adrenaline. She landed a little straight knees. You want to bend those knees. It's not a deduction. And it helps make the vault a little bit safer on the landing.
Sam, that's been the story of Lynn's last couple of weeks. So powerful, as you mentioned. Trying to corral that power, stay centered, and hit a landing.
Yeah, it's important for both of these teams on these two events.
Freshman Macy McGowan, who always gets advice from Jordan Childs right before this bar routine. She tends to over-fixate on being perfect. Jordan Childs has helped her get out of that mindset.
Yeah, talk about superstar freshman. I would definitely put Macy in that category. She's a really good ability to know exactly where she is in the air and put her handstands in the correct spot, aggressive throughout this routine, opens double layout, controlled landing. Janelle McDonald right there, first one to give her that high five. She can do this lights out routine, but sometimes gets a little bit nervous in competition. But Janelle's fired up.
It's definitely a heightened version of Janelle McDonald than when you just talk to her face to face.
Yeah.
You asked a great question. How many calories do you think you burned on the bars?
It's her own personal workout, and I think this is her own personal heaven, too, over there on bars.
The head coach for UCLA, also the bars coach. McKenna Smith, 7th in the country on the vault. She is the only one in this lineup that does not do a Yurchenko 1.5.
Yeah, she's going to be doing a round-off on the board, tap onto the table, front pike off. She's usually really good at this landing. Just like that. She is so consistent on that landing. These athletes do so many repetitions in the gym, but it's really tough to simulate an environment that's as energetic as this one to control the adrenaline and settle into the landing.
Named after the Russian gymnast in the 80s, McKenna Smith with the skill named after her. Frida Esparza, who is musician and bar specialist. She performed the anthem on Valentine's Day back at Pauley Pavilion on the guitar, and then UCLA was powered to a season-high score. Coincidence? You make the call.
I don't know. It's so impressive to me that she has musical talent in addition to being a strong athlete. Couldn't be me, Connor, that's for sure.
We might have to get you out to a karaoke bar or something. Test the vocals. Well, here's Esparza. Lower scores the past few weeks, but dazzling when everything hits.
Yeah, the key for her to hit a nice bar routine is being aggressive. That full twisting pack salto, that's called a hardwage. Really difficult bar routine. Shy on that fast handstand too, though. But good comeback on that double layout dismount.
That's where the deductions had come the last few weeks. Sticking the dismount for Esparza. Here's that last handstand.
Yeah, a little shy. It'll be interesting to see what the judges do. She gets a 10-degree window, and that could have been in that window, but really, you don't want to leave the door open for question when it comes to these judges.
That routine followed up Macy McGowan's 9.9, a new career high for the freshman. Now Zoe Johnson, a little bit of a secret weapon for Utah in the anchor spot tonight. No competitive vaults in her career until right now.
Yeah, Connor, but I watched her warm up, and she is so aggressive. She has a huge pop off the table. So I want you to watch her air time coming off of this table. So high and dynamic, that step forward, but that's actually what Coach Mike Hunger instructs them to do. Big dynamic pulse with a controlled step forward.
Mike Hunger coming from Twin City Twisters, the club in Minneapolis, and has really instilled the confidence to go for it more for these Utah vaulters and put some big skills out there. Zoe Johnson in her exhibitions was performing a full Yurchenko, been in competition. Now that she's in the lineup, massive 1.5.
Yeah, and that really elevates Utah's lineup to have another strong Yurchenko 1.5 in their lineup. That event in particular, it's all about risk versus reward.
And a couple of good bar routines from McGowan and Esparza. 9-9 for McGowan, 9.95 for Esparza. Now Jordan Childs, the owner of a perfect 10 at Maryland in January.
She does her best when she's loose, when she's having fun. And she's so good. She has a natural ability to swing. Really good timing on all of her release moves. Looking for vertical handstand, locks it in. Just the dismount. She's had trouble on this in the past. Really good job. Just needed a little bit more vertical chest on the landing, and that would have been perfectly stuck. That's called a half pirouette twist. Judges, again, are looking for a vertical handstand, even on that twisting pirouette. Let's go double layout. Let's go a smidge early. See her chest forward. Had to take the slightest hop forward, but really solid routine.
And that's a dismount that Jordan Childs actually changed in mid-February. She was